dream in Malayalam. Every time I talk, I translate from Malayalam to English. But the last few years, it's just straight English. Initially, it was always speak in Malayalam, change it, speak in English. It doesn't happen anymore, which I think is a good thing. I don't know. But I have started dreaming in English now.
Neethu Sathyanathan came to the UK from Kerala in India, and after 5 years took to the stage to try and make English people laugh. This is Writer's Mosaic, What We Leave We Carry, the series that tells the true life stories of migration to the UK.
My name is Neethu Sathyanathan. I am from Kerala. Kerala is in southern part of India. I was born and raised there until I was about 25 years old. And then I moved to the UK. I'm sorry if I am speaking really fast because my mother tongue is Malayalam. And it's said that Malayalam is like putting stones in a tin box and then shaking it really fast. So if someone who doesn't know Malayalam hears two Malayali people speak, it sounds exactly like stones in a tin. So, and because of that, I think I'm subconsciously trained to speak fast, whatever I speak. So it's sometimes I forget that I'm not speaking Malayalam and I speak really fast. So I'll try. I make no promises, but I'll try to speak very slow, which is a normal speed for normal people. My parents are both from Kerala as well. They had an arranged marriage, and it's like a typical family. My dad used to be in the army. So until I was about 10, I was traveling across India. Like we were in Punjab, we were in Delhi. At some point, we came back, settled back in Kerala when I was 10 years old. Childhood is all fond memories. Me and my friends, I had 3 other girlfriends, same age. We were neighbors, and it used to be Sundays. I don't know, when you think about all the true crime documentaries I watch now, it seems unfathomable for me that kids used to be just left by themselves. So we used to be like 10 years old, and we used to just wake up on a Sunday and just walk about. School was not a fun place for me because of the math. I hated science and math. It's an Indian school. It's mostly science and maths. Best thing about my childhood, our school had a very good library. I remember when I was like very young, very, very young, I used to go to the library and it was just Agatha Christie's and your Famous Fives and your Secret Seven from Enid Blyton. And I would start from the bottom and I go like from bottom to up. I used to love Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew was my first feminist icon. I adored her. I wanted to be like her. I wanted to be independent and explore stuff. Because I've read Nancy Drew and Harry Potter at such a young age. Such an impressionable age. I at some point I'm just like, what the characteristics that I have are mine, and which of them I've borrowed from books, I can't tell anymore. I was in India. I was hitting 25, and of course, when a girl hits 20, you start about think of marriage, getting an arranged marriage, and what's happening. And I wasn't interested in an arranged marriage at all. And then at some point when I was almost 25, the arranged marriage thing got really serious, and it was just like, it's going to happen, even if I wasn't willing to do it, somehow I'm going to get manipulated or guilt-tripped into marrying someone. I kept saying, why should I get married this early? I'm still 25. And my mom said, very seriously, if you don't get married now, your uterus is going to turn into sand and you can never have kids anymore. And I was like, but I don't want kids. She's like, you can't say that. Everybody wants kids. And it was very hard. So I had to get out. And then I was like, if I were to get out, where do I go to? I can't go to US because I have family there. Can't go to Dubai, many family there. Australia is too close. I was like, let's go. New Zealand, no. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try UK. And I didn't tell anybody. I kept applying for scholarships. I applied many universities. And I got a scholarship to study in South Bank Uni. Everything was in secret. I was applying for passport in secret. When you apply for passport, an official comes to your address to check if you live there. And I was like, I'm going to get caught because if my mom will be at home. But thankfully, that day she wasn't. After I got my scholarship and after I got my passport, I told her, Mom, I'm applying for my visa. She did not believe me. She was like, that is strange. Mom thought my mom told her friend, who later told me that she thought I need psychological help. I was going crazy. Apply for passport, apply for visa. My friends, I didn't have money to apply for any of those things. My friends helped. My lovely friends. And then I took my one-way ticket to the UK on a very cold January, 31st of January, I flew to the UK. So on January 31st, 2016, I flew to the UK. I remember my first flight. I was terrified as well. I was terrified. I was alone. I was so scared. The moment I got the courage to fly across and land in the UK, that's when my life changed. Everything here just happened. I got people to help me. My flatmates were lovely. I got right friends at uni. When I landed in London, I felt tiny. Heathrow is huge. It's like you are in despair and it's just swarming with people. Me and my friend, we used to go to uni together. So she picked me up and I remember we saw the accommodation. It was a tiny room, but it was very cozy. The accommodation was in West Ham. I was shaking at this point because I was so scared. I was jet lagged. I was scared. I don't know. I'm thinking, am I doing something that's way out of my league? None of my family has ever traveled abroad. She said, okay, let's go get some shopping. I said, okay. So we went to a Tesco. I remember Tesco. She was telling me, everything on the lowest aisle is cheap. You only look there until you get a job. That's what you're looking for. I was like, great. And then I remember she got like big batch satsumas. And she said, you'll get a fever the first week here. Because everyone gets a fever when you travel from India. You eat this every day. It's good for your immunity. I don't know. That was one of the most generous things. We got stuff like she bought a duvet with her, a jacket with her, and a shoe with her, and we got like a few things, a few groceries, milk, just basics. And she was like, and I was going to pay, and she's like, no, that's fine. I got it. It's like I don't expect people to do that, but she was like, I got it. And then she got me the stuff. She dropped me there, and she went back to Cambridge. And when I went to my classes, I made friends who sat with. There was one my friend Anna, she's from Mexico, Guilherme from Brazil, and Mauricio from Colombia, an Indian girl. So we all four of us used to like sit together all the time, and we used to go to classes together. And I think usually people from India kind of stick to Indian students because it's safer and you know these people. I was late. I was too late to join any people, which kind of worked out for me. I was late, and the people I found was my South American friends. Beautiful. Because I was living in West Ham at this point. It was near the Stratford Mall. What's it called? Westfield. And the lady I was staying with said, there's a KFC in the mall. It's like 15-minute walk from here. And if you go stop your resume there, you might get a job because they're always looking for people. So the day I came in the evening, I went to Stratford Mall and gave them my resume. They called me the next day. asked me to go for a training. I used to go there before uni for a few hours, then go and then have breakfast. KFC was my breakfast. I would have chicken nuggets for breakfast because it's free. And before going to uni, I would take chicken nuggets and a fillet burger for lunch. I don't pay for it. And after that, I would come back and work at KFC and have dinner there. And because I wouldn't go every day because I could only work 20 hours a week. And then before I go, they know that I was a student. They would give me stuff, whatever is left over. I would take in a big box, take it home, go to bed, wake up in bed, open up the box of KFC and eat a chicken leg for breakfast. So basically I was eating KFC 3 times a day for 9 months. I hated KFC so much. When I was leaving KFC, I went to the manager and said, I'm leaving. And she said, okay, we'll miss you. So what we'll do is we'll give you a loyalty card, which means every time you order from KFC, you get 30% off. I said, I am never in my life having KFC again. The last time I went home was January this year. I was home for 3 weeks. And it was nice. It was lovely. I mean, it's always like you go home and the first week is always like, this is wonderful. Why did I ever leave? I don't know, this is great. Second week you're like, this is why I left. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. By third week you're like, okay, I'm done. Let's go. I think initially, of course, there is just, you don't feel at home. There is this poem that I really like. It says, too foreign for home, too foreign for here, never enough for both. And this is from a poem collection called Questions for Ada. And it's written by a poet called Ijeoma Umbinio. So it's the same thing. You don't feel at home here. Initially, you don't. And then you think, I'll go back home. You go back home, you've changed. And you don't feel at home anymore. So there is no home base for you anymore. Thing I miss about home is the weather. Not now it's too hot, but then it was like before global warming was too much. It was pleasant weather. I miss the monsoons in Kerala. Beautiful. Monsoon's my favorite season back home. And we used to have onion fritters, like really warm onion fritters. Sit in the veranda, look at the rain, and eat it. It's one of the memories I go. It's one of my safe space, I think. I miss my mother, obviously. I miss the food. I miss that in Kerala, even with your money, you can afford to eat out every day. In London, you can't imagine eating out every day. It's going to bankrupt you. There, I miss that. I miss my friends. I miss the fact that my friends have kids now. And if I was in India, the kids, they would know me. Now, just a strange, I just go there once. They're small kids, they don't know me every time. And now they have kids who would not know me by first name, which is strange for me. If I was there, they would know me. I would know them. I don't know them. And they don't know me. And I know them. Yeah, it's weird. My house is very Indian. The kitchen is filled with spices. I have all kinds of spices. I 90% cook Indian food. All my clothes smells of Indian food because you can't help it. It's like my jacket Indian. Everything smells Indian. South Indian. I need to have rice at least once a day. Otherwise I get cranky. I need my rice fix. If I don't eat rice once a day, I am a very hard person to like. I have little idols of Krishna and Ganesha. I am an atheist. I don't believe, but I think every time I look at these small ones, it's just like, it's my childhood. You go to temples every day. So it's just like, I just have those figurines in there. And sometimes I talk to it. I talk to it loudly. I have incense, all kinds of Indian incense. My house smells like it's curry and incense. It's a very definite smell. You open the door and you're hit with incense and hit with curry. So I don't think you can buy that smell anywhere. It's just mine. All my walls are bright colors. I have blue and I have like teal and like shades of blue at my home. Like that reminds me of home. In my house, we only listen to Indian music. Anyone comes over, you listen to Bollywood music. I am very into Bollywood music and I'm not very keen on Western music. I like Taylor Swift, but otherwise it's mostly Bollywood or Malayalam music. I cannot sing. I should not sing is what I should say. I am a terrible singer. I have no sense of tune. I sing by myself when I'm alone. I sing really well. I sing for myself. I would not dare sing for anybody else. There is one. I don't know if it translates well. There is this really good music, a line I like. There's this line called Palanal Alanya Mariyatrayil Hridayam Tiranya Priya Swapname. Palanal Alanya Mariyatrayil Hridayam Tiranya Priya Swapname. മിഴികൾക്ക് മുന്നിലിതളാർന്നു വിരിയാനൊരുങ്ങി നിൽക്കയോ വിരിയാനൊരുങ്ങി നിൽക്കയോ. I have butchered the line, I think. The third line is not the same. But it just means I have wandered in the desert for so long. And I've looked for you, my favorite dream. And now you are in front of my eyes and ready to bloom. I think by this time 3 years has passed, and then you so suddenly feel secure and you're like, oh my God, you feel like you somehow fit in this culture, which is so strange, and the food really bad. But to be fair, I didn't like the food now, but I love a shepherd's pie. I love a roast. Initially didn't like either of them, but now Sunday, sometimes like, I just want a roast. And subconsciously kind of gelled myself to this. I think it's survival, isn't it? Most of it's like you come to a country and you try to mimic people. You try to survive. You try to get into like, you feel like in a community. When I turned 30, I decided I'm going to do something that scares me. So what scares me the most? Speaking English in public. So I was like, okay, so to face that fear, I must now do stand-up comedy and make jokes in English and make some English people laugh. It's an impossible task. I did it in Angel Comedy. It's in Highburn, Islington, and it's like a small area where people do their own shows. I attended a course for like a few weeks. Every Sunday, I would go there for 2 hours, learn how to write jokes, like how to land a joke and everything. 2 months before my 30th birthday, I went out there on the stage for 6 minutes and I told my experience of being a coconut. A coconut is a term that we say people who are brown on the outside and white on the inside. So after 5 years of living in the UK, I was turning white on the inside. I couldn't. So I was like, I'm going to make a joke about it. And I did. Hellarkum namaskaram. Oh, sure, wrong language. Sorry. What I'm trying to say is thank you for coming. I am Neethu Sathyanathan. I was born and raised in southern India. So like every culture, my parents equipped me with so many beliefs that would help me cope with life. And one of the major things which would help me fix any problems that I might have in my life was coconut oil. My mother used this as a one-stop solution for all the problems she has. Dry hair, dry skin, feminist daughter.
There was a point in my life when my mother said I could fix my crippling anxiety with coconut oil. Did not work. So, realizing the whole thing is a scam and freshly betrayed by coconut oil more than my parents, I left the country. And I came to London. Why London, you ask? Thank you. I have grown up reading Jane Austen and Bronte, so I'm clearly better than you. I have watched Harry Potter a million times, so I know how British English works. All confident looking man comes and stands next to me and he says, "Hey, can you pass me a blah, blah, blah?" And I was like, "Oh, what language is that?" It's Urdu. He's speaking Urdu to me. Which means he thinks I'm from Pakistan. That's outrageous. I'm South Indian. We look nothing alike. That's also slightly racist.
It was fun. There was few laughs, and I think my main joke thing was how I find British culture slightly weird. So that's how I cope.
Neethu Sathyanathan was talking to Snezhna Churchich.